So we're trying out a new segment. This one is called Hey Dr. Tay, where viewers can submit questions and I answer them with a short video all about feeding kids and healthy relationships with food for kids. So today's Hey Dr. A question. Hi, I have a question for you. I have a 2-year-old who's generally a great eater, but recently we came across a new scenario where he didn't eat his dinner, followed by his usual night routine, including having his usual cup of milk before bed. And then once we said goodnight and the lights were out, he cried because he wanted more dinner, so he was hungry. I of course don't want to ignore if he's hungry, but just wondering, how do you frame it so it doesn't become like a habit to stall for more time, and what would you offer? This is a great question. First, I agree with you. Definitely feed your kid if they're hungry. But I think that this situation can be something we can learn from. Your child's behavior is communication, and we can learn from that and adjust moving forward. So first thing I think about, are they getting a filling meal at dinner? Assuming you're providing a meal with protein, fiber, and fat, this really boils down to safe foods. Are you offering a safe food with every single meal and snack? Every single one, without fail. And safe foods doesn't have to be the same thing. You can modify it depending on your child's skill with eating. Even something like ketchup can be considered a safe food, or a glass of milk, that can also be considered a safe food. Something to help your child feel comfortable at the table, feel comfortable eating, start them in the eating process, and it might make them more likely to explore the rest of the meal, especially if they're super hungry, and it kind of helps satiate that like hangry feeling. They might be more willing to try what else is on the table. Now, if you're giving your child a difficult meal or a challenging meal for them, I really recommend maximizing the calories, the protein, and the fat in the safe food as much as possible to help them fill up, so you don't get yourself in this situation where they're hungry right before bedtime. So if your child's safe food is toast, put some peanut butter on it to make sure that their bellies are full. Okay, second thing I think about, does your kid need a schedule adjustment, whether food related or not? Are they full from a previous snack? Are they over hungry because you didn't do a snack after school? For example, if their afternoon snack is 30 minutes before dinner, you might either need to move the afternoon snack forward, skip it all together, or move dinner back. You could also offer less filling foods for your afternoon snack. One way to do this, especially if you find your afternoon snack like really sandwiched close to dinner time, is set out like an appetizer tray full of fruits, vegetables, and hummus. That way your kids can snack, but those things are less likely to fill them up so much that they're gonna be unwilling to explore what you serve at the dinner table. And this can change day to day depending on your family schedule. Also consider if their schedule needs to be changed in other ways, like nap or wake windows for younger kids. Okay, third thing I think about, did they have something stressful going on that day, or do they have other stressors in their life right now? There's lots of reasons why a kid might not want to eat dinner, and an adult too. They're overtired, they're overstimulated, they're just emotionally drained from the day. They're not feeling good. For young kids, maybe they're teething, and in those moments with more stressors, it's also normal to seek comfort foods. I do too. So if your kid had a hard day, this is probably not the day to challenge them with a new meal or a food that they're still learning to like. This would be a time when I would really lean into offering more safe foods with dinner. Okay, number 4. The fourth thing I think about, I think we're on number 4. If this happens on a regular basis, you might want to consider adding in a bedtime snack to your daily routine. For bedtime snacks, I recommend keeping it consistent. Don't offer them dependent on what your child ate at dinner. And I also recommend keeping it boring, because we want to avoid offering something like super exciting that your child is going to hold out on dinner for their bedtime snack. So I'm going to give you a list here, and I'm looking at my computer so that I don't miss anything, as I wrote down a nice list for you. Okay, ready? Here we go. I'm going to rattle them off fast. Orange and cheese stick, apple and peanut butter, banana and peanut butter, crackers and hummus, veggies and hummus, yogurt and berries, a smoothie, oatmeal with whole milk, cereal with whole milk, toast with butter or peanut butter, hard-boiled egg with some sort of fruit or veggie, trail mix, not for kids under 4, and then dried fruit and a jerky stick, also not for kids under 4. There's a nice snack. Those snacks work for grown-ups too, so if you're looking for one. Now, let's assume you've gone through all of that and you truly feel like this is a way to stall bedtime or a bid for attention. Definitely talk to your pediatrician about it. Perhaps get a therapist involved if you're really struggling. Are they seeking additional time with you? This has happened to me. I have noticed bedtimes be a real struggle with my son, and he's seeking extra time for me. So quality one-on-one time with them really helps, at least in my situations. Like 10 minutes of quality one-on-one time can really make a big difference in bedtimes. Other things outside the world of nutrition can affect this, so like sensory needs, separation anxiety, they're afraid of the dark. So again, talk to your child's medical team, pediatrician, therapist, and see if they have any support ideas for you. If you have a kid who likes to stall bedtimes and you are worried that they're going to use the bedtime snack to stall their bedtimes, here's what I recommend. Offer this filling snack, make it boring, the list that I gave you before, no screens and no playtime when we're having that bedtime snack. It's a calm time, no screens, just business, having the bedtime snack, and then we're wrapping it up. You could also make this like your one-on-one connection time. If you're worried that your kid is going to stall bedtime with the bedtime snack, offer them that boring bedtime snack, make it filling, offer it in a low stimulation setting with no screens if possible, and use that time for one-on-one connection with your kid. So you're filling their cup, their connection cup, and it's a low stimulation, low sensory overwhelm setting, and you're also filling their bellies all in one. Okay, so 2 things I want to mention at the end of this video. Number 1, neurodivergent kiddos who struggle with sensing their body's cues may experience this bedtime snack situation more often. For these kiddos, it may be especially prudent to include a bedtime snack in their daily routine. Don't forget to include the safe foods at mealtimes and make sure they're filling as much as possible. Okay, so that's the first thing. And number 2, remember that kiddos who have experienced food trauma should always be fed when they're hungry and will need additional support to help them in their healing journey. That's it for my first Hey Dr. A video. Hope it was helpful. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and come back for more on healthy relationships with food for kids. Bye.